Okay, I do not want to spend a lot of time on this because this usually doesn't get asked, or if it gets asked, it's usually part of section C, but I don't want you to lose any marks. And this is legislations and the human resources function. Guys, what you need to remember is that the human resources deals with workers. Certain legislations are aimed at workers. For example, the BCEA, the Employment Equity Act, Skills Development Act. It is workers that have to get trained and skilled. So therefore, if I look at the human resources function, they have to go implement these legislations. The question, it says, what is the implications of the Labor Relations Act, for example, on the human resources function? So I don't want to know what is the impact. I want to know what is the implications. In other words, what is the job of the human resources manager now in relation to the Labor Relations Act? And guys, if it looks at a few of these, Labor Relations Act deals with things like strikes, deals with the CCMA, deals with labor disputes, deals with dismissals. So therefore, if you look at this, workers cannot just be dismissed. I cannot just say 1, 2, 3, you are fired, there you go. I need to have a specific process. And the CCMA can step in and assist, or will say take the person back, or will give advice. I will also, as a human resources manager, can allow workers to form workplace forums, or even be part of decision making in the workplace, and they, together with trade unions, have to protect the rights of workers. So, implications: what is the job when it now comes to Labor Relations Act? The Employment Equity Act, it all comes down to equal opportunities in the workplace, and the human resource manager is responsible for that. They have to go draw up employment equity plans. They also have to set up an employment equity manager that will implement this plan and monitor the plan. And then they also have a job of putting this Employment Equity Act somewhere against a wall so that all the employees can see the rules and regulations. When I look at the Skills Development Act, it is the job of the Skills Development of the Human Resource function to determine what training needs the business have, and then to organize these training for those specific needs. They need to assist managers to identify jobs that can be turned into a learnership. They are responsible to pay over the 1% to the skills development levy according to the salary bill. And they also have to, if necessary, appoint a skills development facilitator, a person who works for the human resources department but that identify workers that need to go for training. Lastly, the BCA, I'm not going to discuss this in detail. I will discuss this as part of topic 1, but over here, if I ask you what is the implications of BCA to the human resources function, it basically comes down to all of those provisions according to the BCA. For example, 9 hours maximum a day if you work 5 days a week, 8 hours maximum if you work 6 days a week. These are the things that need to be discussed over here. So it basically comes down to they have to set up a contract, but the contract must be in line with the provisions of the BCEA.